What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. I want to show you guys the true mechanics of the Raiden Shogun's elemental burst, as well as show you guys some of the best combos you can do during her Musou Ishin state. First is the true duration and downtime of her elemental burst. After the cast animation, we end up at 16.5 seconds, so this means the super flash lasts about 1.5 seconds. There's also this really weird thing where there's just one frame where we can actually see the cooldown at 17.9 seconds, and then it instantly jumps to 16.5. So even though the animation ends at 16.5 seconds, we don't actually get to start our first attack until the 16-second mark though. And so since the duration of the Musou Ishin state lasts 7 seconds, you would expect that the burst is going to end at around the 11-second mark, but it would totally suck if those 1.5 seconds of animation also ate up our 7-second timer. Luckily it does not. The state actually ends at around the 8.5 or 8.4 second mark, which means we actually get more like 8 seconds of ult time. And the downtime is way lower than you would actually think and what we expected and kind of read in the pre-analysis kind of videos. Another mechanic that you should know is that there is a kind of bootleg snapshot mechanic where you can slightly extend the duration of your elemental burst by using an attack or a charge attack right before it ends. Basically, it's going to snapshot the normal attack or the charge attack from the Musou Ishin state, and it doesn't revert to an original charge attack or normal attack, even though the animation and duration of the elemental burst is ending. So by using this mechanic effectively, you can squeeze in another normal attack or charge attack at the end of your combos. The last and final mechanic that you need to know about is that the resolve stacks is going to be an additive multiplier to the scaling of all of your normal attacks and charge attacks. But if your attacks are a double hit, such as her charge attack or the 4th hit in her normal attack combo string, both hits are going to get the full benefits of however many stacks you consumed before entering the Musou Ishin state. For example, the 4th hit in her normal attack string, while in her elemental burst mode, has a 55.11% scaling and a 55.2% scaling. At talent level 10, with 1.31% extra motion value for each resolve stack that you have, will give us a grand total of 133.86 and 133.71 for each of the hits after adding the maximum amount of resolve stacks, which gives us 78.6% extra motion value percent. Oh, and one more thing, be careful dash canceling your charge attacks, because if you do it too fast, you won't get both of the hits. So be just a little bit patient and make sure both hits connect before dash canceling if you are going to dash cancel your charge attack. And before we jump into things, we need to do a quick refresher on the notations for combos. So first off, the letter N is going to denote a normal attack, the letter C is going to denote a charged attack. The number in front refers to how many normal attacks you must do. For example, 2N is 2 normal attacks. Furthermore, a 2N 1C is going to be 2 normal attacks into a charged attack. A charge attack can only be performed by first doing at least 1 normal attack, so no combo will ever start with a charge attack. It's always going to start with at least the first normal attack. You also cannot use a charge attack after the final hit in a combo. So for the Raiden Shogun, a charge attack will never follow the 5th hit in her normal attack string. D and J refer to dash and jump canceling. For example, 3N 1CD means 3 normal attacks, 1 charge attack into a dash cancel. Remember that combos are situational. Just because a combo is max DPS doesn't mean you should go for it every time. It's definitely your goal, but you need to choose the right one for the situation that you're in. Most of the time, these max DPS combos are only good when the enemy is literally standing still and not doing anything. Otherwise, you're going to need to evaluate how much time you have for your DPS window and choose the right combo. A few things to keep in mind when learning to combo with the Raiden Shogun is that you can use your E skill in place of a dash cancel, because it does damage and the amount of frames it takes to activate this skill is very comparable to a dash cancel. Your E skill takes 38 frames to complete and execute your next attack, whereas your dash cancel takes 24 frames to complete and start your next attack. Now you're only going to be able to use your E skill once during your elemental burst time, so make sure you have this skill ready to use while you're in your burst. In a lot of situations, dash canceling is also actually really inefficient. For example, using a dash cancel after your 5th normal attack will actually result in less hits than if you were to just spam your normal attacks. Take this side-by-side comparison here. The right side is a dash cancel and the left side is just spamming our normal attacks. And you'll notice that at the end of the sequence, just using our normal normal attacks will allow our final hit to still be infused with Electro. And don't animation cancel your charge attacks with your E skill because you can't really. You're only able to pop your E skill after the full animation of your charge attack finishes. Now, even though I said you can replace your dash cancels with an E skill instead, you wouldn't really want to use this because dash canceling is actually less efficient than just spamming your normal attacks. So the Raiden Shogun's max DPS combos don't include any dash canceling or any canceling at all. In most of the combos that I tested, and I tested a lot of combos, using a dash cancel or an E skill cancel resulted in having 1 or 2 less attacks that were infused with Electro. So we're going to go through the combos that I tested, and I'm going to break down each combo by their starters. And by starter, I mean your opening combo. So we're going to have 5 end starters, 1 end starters, 2 end starters, 3 end starters, and 4 end starters. Starting with the 5 end starter, we can do 2 reps of our 5 normal attacks into a normal attack and charge attack. Or we can do the same rep with a 2 normal attack into charge attack, or 3 normal attacks into a charge attack. Or a 4 normal attacks. And then the final combo is just 5 normal attack combo strings. Now there's no reason to do the 1 normal into 1 charge, the 2 normal into 1 charge, or the 4N because they will just do less damage. Going for the 3 full strings or the 3N into 1 charge attack is going to be your best options here. The 1N starter is going to be a 1N into charge attack starter. Now this is usually your ender, but if you're going to be using it as a starter, you're basically just going to be spamming your charge attacks. It's a decent option, but it's not very stamina efficient. The only time you would really want to use this if you need the AoEs from the charge attacks. Your 2N starter is going to be 2N into 1C, and this starter is also usually an ender, and so if you're going to be using this as a starter, you're basically just going to be spamming it with charge attacks just like the last one. This is also a pretty good option in terms of damage, but it's also not very stamina efficient. However, it is a little bit better in terms of damage scaling than the 1N 1C, but you'll get 1 less charge attack AoE, which could end up doing less overall damage if the extra charge attack hits more enemies. Your 3N starter is going to be 3N1C, and this starter is going to have you do 3 reps into a single normal attack. This is also very decent damage, but 1 less charge attack AoE than the 2N1C starter. So the same pros and cons with this combo. Better damage scaling, but less AoE, so you'll have to decide if you actually need the AoE or not. Your 4N starter is going to be a 4N into 1C, and you can do 2 reps into 3 normal attacks, or into 2 normal attacks and 1 charge attack. Doing 3 normal attacks is not very good in terms of damage scaling, so there's pretty much no reason to go for it. You should pretty much always go for the 2N 1C ender. This also ends up being one of the best combos in terms of damage percent scaling as well. So here's the rundown one more time. Your 1N and 2N starters are best for utilizing charge attacks, so against large groups of enemies, these are really good. With your 1N starter, you can do 5 reps, and with your 2N starter, you can do 4 reps. Your 2N starter is going to end up doing a little bit more damage as well. Your 3N, 4N, and 5N starters are going to be your go-to for single target DPS, or your best is going to be the 4N starter, and then your 3N starter, and then your 5N starter. So anyway, I hope this combo guide helped you out, and if you liked the video, then don't forget to drop a comment and like the video. If you really liked the video, then consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.